In this exercise, we will cut the reference into pieces and draw each piece separately over the next 9 videos. This method helps identify mistakes and improve skills in shading and proportion. Following this series, I will take these pieces and show you how I use them as building blocks to create new expressive works. Grab this reference from the description below and let's get started. I begin this drawing by using the graphite dust. I make this dust by using a sanding block and a medium graphite stick, and just taking some of this sanded graphite powder off with my brush and using it to kind of sketch in very roughly where the shapes of this composition goes. Using the graphite dust here as much as I can will make it a little bit easier to erase into. I'm just trying to get it as dark as I can, but it's a little bit limited with this medium graphite powder here, how dark I can get it. So I will be coming in this area here with some PanPastel to darken it a couple of notches. I need to figure out where to begin putting in the neck, and the neck in this piece is completely turned into a triangle. And I did find that this piece is really important to try to really get precise, because it defines the beginning point of the face, and it really matters to get the size of this dark triangle here correct. If you find it's difficult to do these pieces and you have some failed attempts, which I have when I was doing this exercise, it's a really good idea just to return to them again, cut the same shape out on a blank piece of paper and just do it again a couple of times and see how you get on, and you can really check your mistakes and fix them. So I'm coming in with the PanPastel here to darken down and bring the tone and the value in the background down to the same depth of gray here. Adding a bit more value. I need more value in this area here, and the PanPastel is a wonderful tool for that, I find. I really enjoy using that. I love how thick you can get on these darks, and I love the soft tools as well. They really make it fun and intuitive, I think, to be working with the sponges with this soft tool here. But I'm just working on getting the chin into this same level of depth of shade that I see on the reference. And it's pretty dark all over, so I just try to spread that out quite a bit. But that little bit of slightly lighter gray towards the top of this triangle that describes the chin is very important as well, because that really will define the jaw, and it kind of needs to be pretty precise in terms of just getting that value correct and getting the tone in for it to become believable once the puzzle is matched up. I really liked how bright the hair is catching the light in this, how that dark background and the dark foreground really creates a contrast with that, with a really bright lights in the hair. And she gets that halo around her head. That's the thing I really wanted to play around with when it comes to this exercise as well. There's a bit of some strands of hair coming around right here at the edge. And I'm working on darkening the background a bit, just preparing to start thinking about bringing my eraser out. But before I do that, I'm just gonna take my blending stump and just work on a few of these darker strands of hair right close to the neck, and just get that sense of movement coming in. I find the blending stump is quite good when it comes to doing more precise marks. I don't want to use a pencil because I don't really want the shine that comes with the graphite. So that's why I'm reaching for my blending stump and using it with a little bit of the graphite dust or with the PanPastel to get some of these finer details in. Trying to get it looking a little bit blurry, like I can see here in the reference. These marks are quite faded, quite soft and quite blurry. It's time to get that Tombow Mono Zero eraser out and have some fun with these strands of hair here. I often see other people drawing and it looks so pleasurable when they draw these strands of hair with an eraser into the background. So this is finally my little turn at it. Normally I do quite expressive work, so I find that with the expressive work, these sorts of marks don't really tend to fit in that easily. So it's good to have a bit of a play with it and see if there's any way I can get some more finer details, hair, strands of hair in my more expressive work as well. But I find it's just a little bit easier to practice on something that's less expressive and more just focused on capturing what I see as closely as I can within a slightly limited time frame. I find this very satisfying to do. Also quite meditative. And I thought about trying to make these videos more engaging, but I think there's something about them not having fast cuts and just being quite slow that really encapsulates what drawing means to me. It's just such an antidote to social media and doom scrolling, to sit with something for a long time, to sit still and quietly, maybe with a bit of music on, and just be very present. I think it's really, really good. It feels very healthy. And I hope you also have that experience of just that quiet that you can get from drawing. I don't know if you've ever heard people comparing it to meditation, but I think that's really what it is for me. Just noticing a super faint lightning that's running down the neck here. And I'm just putting that in with my Tombow Mono Zero eraser. Just gonna lighten up a little bit here at the chin where this piece is gonna be connecting to the next piece. And there's just a little bit of highlight right at the top where the chin curves around. I'm bringing up my kneaded eraser, and I tend to use my kneaded eraser to lift off a little bit of the charcoal, and then these marks that the eraser leaves behind are a bit too rough, so I use a brush to just smooth it out a little bit again, and then I go a little bit back and forth until I get the right kind of shade of grey in that area there. And finally, as the last part of the process, I always come out with my pastel pencil. These darkest marks I save for last, and they are more permanent. So I tend to use the pastel pencil right at the end when I know where I want my darkest darks to be, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to move it around too much once I've placed those in. Just a little bit of smoothing things into place here with a brush, and then it's time to peel off the tape and see the result. I'm gonna stick this into the puzzle that is the reference. I'm gonna fit this piece that I've drawn into the actual photograph to see how well it holds up against the shade in the picture that I was trying to recreate. And I think this looks pretty good. That's it for today's exercise. I hope you will come back and join me for the next pieces of this puzzle. If you like this content, don't forget to press subscribe. I'm always thinking of new ideas in order to improve my drawing skills, and I would love to share those with you, so I will if you come back for more. If you stayed here with me to the end, I would love to hear from you what you thought of this exercise. If you enjoyed it, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.